there are at least 5 major towns and 10 minor towns in Ashgard, and there are secret places, but I'm not going to tell you which what secret places there are because it's a secret, right? I don't know the answer to that question yet because we haven't done a burnout test with models yet. We're still in the process of making the actual line to create these models, and once these models are done within our specifications, then we're going to find out if it's going to run smoothly at what resolution and stuff like that. But that being said, we'll probably try and have it out as high as we can. Okay, it's going to be very similar to Final Fantasy Tactics Ogre at the moment. So there's going to be a speech bubble, a portrait, and a little pointy thing from the speech bubble so that you know exactly which model is speaking at the moment. So yeah, very similar to Final Fantasy Tactics Ogre. Well, the thing is, I don't particularly like that. I think it's easy to abuse the game in a bad way if there is a strong play into the triangle system. Of course there will be some instances where certain bosses are weaker against certain types of weapons or magic, but there won't be a clear you're going to lose because you're using this weapon or stuff like that. So therefore, there will be multiple answers to how you want to play your characters. Target demographic is probably mid-teens, 15 or 16 plus to probably mid-30s. So people who will be playing, in their mid-30s will be very nostalgic about the old, the JRPGs in terms of style, similar to Secret Mana, or the new players, the new I guess the mid-teen people, 15 or even a little younger, 13. I think they'll have a great time, playing the actual story of the game. Now, cinematics, it still depends on how much we can raise through our PayPal pledges, which is not really up yet on our website. So dependent on that, there's several ways of doing this. Currently, the cinematics is going to be basically Koya Takahashi doing the main thing, where he's going to be doing moving pictures. He's going to draw art, and he's going to bend them and also layer them and move them at different speed to make a false impression of 3D environments. So it's going to be quite artistic. That's how we envision cinematics are going to be for now. But if we do get more money, then we'll be able to do CGI type cinematics, but with more, I guess, what you call it, but with more movement and also with more anime and artistic style, because we don't think we can't throw the same kind of quality that, for example, Square Enix would throw at Final Fantasy games. Otherwise, the events are going to be done by the in-game models. So you'll see little characters that you control with speech bubbles. So I'm pretty sure that we're going to put in some cute animations that you'd expect from JRPGs when they're, crying or getting angry or throwing a rock at somebody's face or whatever. So you'll be more for the latter. It'll be there'll be a match for every player who has never touched in JRPG to JRPG veterans. So if you're a veteran and you know how these things work, then you can play from hard mode and then go straight to nightmare or whatever, however we're gonna name the difficulty mode. And for those people who's not used to all of this JRPG or even RTSs, then they can start on easy and learn how everything goes. Yeah. So yeah, for everybody. I think we can be very mature without using the F word. Um, the dialogue itself will be like well, a grown-up fantasy novel like Remedy Feist or things like Tolkien. So look, the dialogue is going to be fine. It's not going to be like, oh, you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. You stepped on my mom's toes, so I'm going to slash you in the face. No, it's not going to be like that. It'll be more engaging. It'll be thought out very well, and the maturity level will be right up there. Higher terrain allows you to be able to have a wider sight range. We're also considering whether we should give them a longer range in terms of weapon range if it's a range weapon. So we're considering doing that. Otherwise, basically the best thing about high terrain is you can look further, and also you may have a attack advantage as well. Okay, that's a good question. We're trying to make our own assets, but we do have a limited amount of money. We don't know how much assets we're going to use from the Unity store because not all of the libraries are very good. So that's something that we're seriously considering in terms of what to do. But as soon as we, if we know something, we'll let you know. Currently, Stefan is using a modular system, so he's doing all these different types of roofs to walls and doors and stuff like that. And what happens is we can put these together to make different kinds of houses or bridges or whatever with infinite number of possibilities because we can change colors and do whatnot. So it's going to take a lot of time in the beginning to set up, but later in development it's going to be very easy for us. I don't know exactly how big it is, but we're going to squeeze in as much as we can. But I can assure you it will not be 400 to 400 pages because I don't even think we'll have that much art to show anyway. And in one page, we're going to show several art. So that's going to be over, if it's 400 or 500, that's going to be over 1,000 pieces of art. And yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But it will be good quality, and also you see a lot of art in it. So please don't worry about that. Oh, prototype. Well, it's not going to be anytime soon. It's going to, well, yeah, it's going to take a while. I think just before June next year, we should have some kind of sketches of the Syriana and her pose and everything. So when we have that out, obviously we'll put it out on our update and for everybody to see. Well, there will be no such thing as outfit customization. It will be simply a matter of being able to collect that item and being able to switch out whatever items that you want with your characters. So in terms of outfits customization, well, I wouldn't really call it a customization because it's just putting on an item. and you won't be able to dye your items like in Diablo. So there's not much of a customization, but you will be able to customize your non-main characters, like when you hire people from a Templar from a church or whatever. You'll be able to decide their hair color, their facials, and stuff like that. It will be on this on a on website store, but we are also thinking of putting it on Greenlight only after we make sure that um, basically the alpha or the beta is done. I love to do story branching, but with the team we have right now, I'm sorry, we can't do, you know, detailed story branchings. Maybe a little, but not anything detailed.
Okay, so it sounds like it's more linear is and maybe a slight deviations rather than something that's allows you to take it in a completely radical direction. Because that's certainly a lot of programming and
Yeah, it
storytelling that
is.
needs to be done.
There'll be a lot of sub quests and sub stories that you can explore, and the way you encounter them will be very natural. As in, like you won't go to somebody with an exclamation mark and have to talk to them. It'll be more, you know, fluid. But that being said, if we make it too, multi-directional, we just need a much bigger team than this. Summoning of what?
I guess yeah, I guess whenever I think of summoning spells, I think of something like Final Fantasy where you summon Rama or Shiva, one of those
Right.
forces. I guess that's what
I
they're
can't
shooting
I
for.
can't keep the story away, so I'm not gonna answer that question.
Ooh, okay, so that's something people will have to discover once they actually play the
Hmm.
game.
Now you gave me an idea. Ruffles going around with a hammer and smashing things. 2D platform game, and with
Yeah.
potato guns. Yes, I think we're gonna make that happen.
Nice, nice.
Okay, Astrogard is a continent. And the map you may have noticed is the old continent of Pangaea, which is Earth when it started. Um, so basically, by that, the European, Eurasian continent is Astrogard basically, and players will be able to go to every place in Astrogard, be able to explore. Some places will not be open because we are reserving that for the expansion or maybe the sequel to the game. And the continent south of Astrogard will not be open because that's for some other game as well. So for now, you will be able to explore most of the Astrogard, except for the fallen dwarfs to the south of the ancient divide. You'll be able to, yeah, basically go anywhere. So the game will be available, the same version to everybody. So basically, you can listen to as long as it's So currently, there's three different versions of subtitles: German, English, and Japanese, and two voiceovers, Japanese and English. And you'll be able to select whatever in whatever combination you like. Don't know yet. That's concerning how we're going to show the story. So we haven't decided how we're going to show the story yet, and most of the story is done, but there's only one place where players are, well, the characters are spread apart in different areas. So we're not too sure how we're going to do that yet. But yeah, I mean, it is a good idea, and that's something for us to think about. Oh, we love expansions. Absolutely. And for us, it's not hard to put expansions out because, the modular system that Stefan's going to make for us and how easy for us to customize our characters, it's not hard to, make these expansions. And we love expanding our world. And there's so much that we can't put into the game because it's, you know, um, we only have a limited time to finish this game. I mean, don't get me wrong, the actual game is very long. We're now thinking of having, the main component, the story, being able to finish in 20 hours, but the actual playing through everything should take, 50 to 60 hours. That's what we're aiming for right now. So it's the basic vanilla package is very big. But expansions, I rather call it sequels. I like to make sequels that, for the game because we have so much to think about. But I will give you something for you guys to think about. We're thinking of making what you call it, a spin-off, not on RTS, but a Japanese action RPG, hack and slash. And I've already got some people who were involved in Secret of Mana to help me do this. So that's something for you guys to be excited about. Because I love Secret of Mana, and I don't know why any more of these Secret of Mana games are, it's not out, and there's only like cheap, copies of, rips of Secret of Mana out on the iTunes store. So, sorry, the App Store. So we're thinking of making a proper spin-off similar to Secret of Mana. But back to Project Phoenix, we are thinking of a proper sequel to that. Well, I've actually been meeting several people, and one of them was Inafune-san from Mighty Number 9. He actually gave me a nice T-shirt when I went to his office just
Nice.
this week. And we are thinking of a collaboration. We don't know to what level, but for one of our mini game as a respect and homage to the game designs that he made and stuff, we might do a 2D action platform game with Ruffles shooting potato guns. But that's one of the mini games. Yeah, any ideas is welcome. Well, it's hard because everything's copyrighted and they sue you if you use it without permission. So that's kind of difficult. But I did see, one of I didn't get to pledge, but one of the games I'm very excited about is Sea Wars on Kickstarter, and I did I did get to meet some of the Onipunks people from Beijing, and we were thinking of doing a collaboration there too. So maybe we'll have some things going on there. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know. I, I think I'm gonna get sued if I put a red plumber in there too. So. It's going to be funded through the major company, which is the equivalent of Kickstarter in France. So we don't know the detail. Well, we haven't figured out the details yet, but hopefully we'll do it before Christmas this year.
Got it. And then is this platform only accessible to French people, or will other people from other countries be able to donate through this?
Yes, I think other people from other countries are able to donate. But I strongly encourage, if you're not French, just donate through PayPal. There will be no delays. Everything will be released at once. Famous last words by me. But yeah, we don't want people to ruin the story for other platform users. So we want to release everything worldwide on every platform at once. Well, I used to be a hardcore World of Warcraft player. My guild used to down bosses server first, and I used to be one of the top 10 retribution paladins in the world on DPS. because everybody just fed me items. Everybody liked me. I'm not that much of a great player, but the thing is why I tell you guys this is these high-end guilds have a very good knack of you know, being able to break the game. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask these guys to break my game so that it won't be broken when we release it. Yes, secret bosses definitely, because everybody wants to max their characters out, right? So yes, and well, music content, I don't know. I'm thinking of making that available to most people from the beginning, so people can listen to it and enjoy every Uematsu-san's work. But in terms of I don't know. Everything besides the end bosses, there will be a thing called endgame content, where certain areas won't be open until until you finish the story part of the game. Huh, good question.
That's definitely an open-ended one.
Well, we think it's as big as Eurasia. We want it to be, but at the same time, obviously, if you travel on horseback from France to maybe the tip of Russia towards Alaska, it'll take you months or maybe years, and that's probably not possible. So we're going to shorten that a little bit. But as an idea from our standpoint, it's going to be as big as Eurasian continent. No, you do not need to grind if you play easy mode for the storyline. You do not need to grind once. You just can read through the game and that's it. But if you do play Nightmare or Hard or whatever we're going to name it, you may need to grind or get certain items in order to down some bosses. There will be magic.
Yeah, I don't think we're. Yeah, do we have any plans to separate different magical spheres, or is it going to be like?
People call it all different sort of stuff, like holy or white or black or but we haven't categorized the magic yet, and but there will be lots of different kinds of magic. You will be able to fire bolts of ice or lightning or fire because everybody likes fire, right? and and stuff like that. But we're still trying to balance out the trees and skills. So we haven't really thought of that. But there are. It's not like white magic or black magic or the types of genre of magic, but we do have a separation of something like a lesser magic and a greater magic in our game, and we'll explain that especially when you play the game. Oh, so if that person's a programmer, it would be a I think C plus. What's it for Unity? And you might be able to help our programmer. But I think we might need more level designers than programmers at the moment because most of the programming should be done very soon. No, no airships. There will be horseback or a land mount and an air mount.
Okay. Will there be teleporting magic?
We have not considered that yet. Right now, the answer is no, but maybe later, maybe yes. No. Well, magic is important, but this is not the only force influence that the world has. If you're a warrior, you can still make a big difference to the world. That question is very difficult for me at the moment. We are seriously considering whether you'll be able to recruit orcs, or whether you call that monsters, I'm not too sure. But that's something we're seriously considering. But otherwise, my answer is I don't know. And will Ruffles be able to lead an army of potato chips? Now, that maybe in the mini game, yes, but probably in the main game that might break the world. The feel of the world, so probably not. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, because those are definitely vital to.
I mean, how
could
you survive without a snare, or how could you survive without crowd control? You can't in this game. You need to use crowd control. You need to snare. You need to use terrain. You need to use anything in order to survive. Maybe we'll stick to the level 99 cap. But I don't know. We will put a level cap. I don't know if it's going to be level 99 or whatever. But yeah, we will put a level cap because we want people to max out the game. The name Project Phoenix is more for the idea that we want to revive what we liked before. So it's not reflective of what the story is about. Oh, the stuff that you get from Kickstarter.
Right.
Yeah, well, I think you get the mantle, the Phoenix pet, and you get the egg and it becomes a pet like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
You get the mount and I forgot several stuff, but they're basically for like EPing experiences. Yes, there will be a god. Actually, yes, there will be several gods. There will be some kind of religion unrelated to the real world. Um, but yes, the short answer is yes. But there will be several gods, maybe fighting each other as well.
Ooh. Okay. And are these gods going to be geographically related? For example.
Cannot tell you.
Ooh. Okay.
Yes, there will be achievements, and it won't be normal achievements. It will be achievements that, if you achieve, will be worthwhile. Yeah. Well, this is what we're gonna do for the well, the beta is gonna have the whole of the first what you call it the first act. So the first act is going to be spoiled, but the whole story will be spoiler free because you don't get to see much in the first act. Actually, most people will not be able to see the whole game before launch. People will be able to play the game, be able to balance the game out, but the only thing that I'm going to keep from everybody else would be basically the story, because that's something that I want everybody to feel a surprise, and but everybody will be able to test out every single map that we make. So you might be able to piece out the stories from that, but maybe you won't. Well, hopefully you won't. Well, yes, there will be some kind of like a new game plus, where many things are unlocked when you play again. But not too exactly sure of the reincarnation plus system. But if it's like a new game plus, there will be a new game plus. There will be a skill tree respect option. Yes, you just can't do it during combat because that's cheating.
Yeah.
Yes, there will be a high HP boss, but everybody has an enrage timer. So you need to kill the boss within a certain amount of time, or you will be thoroughly owned. Actually, everybody will be thoroughly owned. Um, so it won't be one of those boss fight where you spend 90 minutes and your mom calls out for dinner and then you're screwed. Um, it will most likely be within 20 minutes. Well, it could be like your achievements, but if you're going to create a logbook, then make some notes, pen and paper.
Or smartphone or whatever device works for you.
Yeah, whatever works for you. But I think if you start creating things like a logbook and everything, that's kind of cool. But I don't know. I don't think it's the way it should be, because it's kind of like it makes it too easy for the player. Also, you can also keep track of what you should have done by looking through your achievement books. So I think that should work as a logbook, well enough. Right now, I don't think we have a permadeath system. What happens is when somebody reaches HP of 0, they get knocked out, and you have to go and revive them. Um, we are not thinking of permadeath right now.
Yeah, because it would be kind of weird if a main character who is vital to the story dies or something.
Well, if that's the case, then you fail the mission.
Right.
Yeah, so you have
Yeah,
to do
you
it again.
definitely
Yeah.
set that up too.
Yes, it depends on how you do this. If an enemy is a physical tank, then it might be a good idea to get your attack them with mage, because it's magical damage. The other enemy may not have match resist. So it depends on the enemy and how you combine your squads. And the squad will do the most efficient thing. Um, if if there's an enemy unit who is weak against a mage, and your squad includes a mage, that mage will attack the weakest target. You don't need to buy stuff. The only thing you might need to buy maybe plants, or to make a armor or weapon, or some materials.
Okay, so there's going to be sort of like a recipe system where if you get all the good
Yeah,
recipes together, you can definitely create your own
yeah.
stuff.
I don't think in terms of skills, I think we're just gonna give them to you as you level up. The dungeons. Oh, well, the actual map inside the dungeons, I guess.
I guess that's what he's
Um,
thinking about, yeah.
hmm, I need to talk to my programmer about that. We haven't gone that far. I mean, we can randomize the dungeons. It's not too hard, but we have to go through the pros and cons of the randomizing dungeons. If the boss enrages, he will enrage until you die or he dies.
Yeah. So
And it's most likely you're gonna die unless you can bubble and get the last few hits and survive. That's a Warcraft thing.
yeah.
Well, I don't read every single book that comes out on manga, but the thing is, I know well enough that what's Project Phoenix is nothing like Berserk, because Berserk is very bloody, and it's always so, I don't know. The art style is also different too, and I think Project Phoenix has a little more variety in characterization as well. So in terms of Berserk, it's a bit different. Lotus War, I don't know. Lotus War is too anime-ish in terms of how the character design is and how the plot is. So that's a bit different too. What we're looking for in Project Phoenix is more like a Western approach to storytelling and also high fantasy settings, plus a twist of Japanese stuff like the Philemia and the ninja and the samurai and stuff like that. So I can't tell you, but it's different. I promise you, if we make a sales of over 1 million units after release, I will personally make sure that Ruffles plus dolls will be out there somewhere.
Yeah, they could be popular at anime conventions because know that a lot of people have,
Uh-huh.
at least at anime conventions, are purchasing plushies of
Plushies,
anime
yeah,
characters. And I think they also do that at game conventions too. So,
they do, they do. Well, there's 26 main developers, and there's tons of other assistants that even I may not know of. So maybe we're thinking of 100 developer devs working on it right now, on and off, and part time.
got it. That's definitely a huge staff.
It is, yeah, but we're not full time, so yeah. Yes, alpha and beta. Well, alpha and beta will be only for the PC, but we will be releasing a beta on PlayStation Vita and maybe PlayStation 4 in some conventions.
Got it. And will there be the difficulty included as part of the alpha and beta release? Are
No,
we going to be
there
testing
won't be
it?
any difficulties. There won't be difficulties on the public release, but there will be difficulties on the internal release, open to developers. Maybe. She's thinking of releasing a book, but we're not too sure yet.